Hello everyone, this video is all about how to find or create your evidence for case number 5 golden rings, okay? Hopefully you guys have been assigned to case number 5 golden rings. You've read the case details over and over and over again because you need to know your case by the back of your hand. Just a real quick reminder, because I've gotten a few emails, this is not a presentation. You will not have to present this stuff. You will have to submit the PowerPoint to me. It used to be a big group project, but because of COVID, we can't do group projects. We're not going to waste time with group presentations. So this is very much just an individual project, okay? So real quick, I want to show you guys how you can find evidence pertaining to your case. So if you're on 5 golden rings, you should be watching this video. And if you're not on case 5 golden rings, what are you doing, bro? Why are you watching this? You should watch your own video, because there's another video about case number 3 and another video about 12 drummers drumming. So check this out. You guys are on the prosecution. Hear me out first. I know there's defense. We'll talk about the defense in a minute. But you guys on the prosecution, you guys know that you are representing the Elves United Association against Santa Claus. And you're accusing Santa Claus of overworking elves, underpaying them, forcing them to work in unfit environments. The elves are lacking voting rights. Elves are stereotyped into only being fit for toy building. And the elves are threatened by Santa by making them listen to music which outlaws Santa. So, how can I find evidence pertaining to that case? Well, if you read the Christmas case information sheet, let me find it right quick. There we go. If you read this carefully, you know that can you create evidence? Yes, you may, but I must benefit your case. I've left holes in your case to provide your group the opportunity to create a strong argument. Again, not a group, individualized project. Check this out. Here's some tips for you. It says, how long has Santa been in power at the North Pole? You need to find that out. Find out when's the earliest reports of Santa Claus, because Santa Claus has always been associated with the North Pole. So if he's been at the North Pole for, let's say, 100 years, that's a long time, bro. I know here in America, what do we do every 4 years? We vote for the president, for the presidency. We either keep the person we got, or we elect a new person. So in 2020, 2020, we know that, Trump hasn't conceded yet, so I don't want to go down that path, because some of y'all may get your feelings hurt, and I don't want to do that. So let's just say we vote for a presidency every 4 years. So how long has Santa been in power? So that being said, maybe you think there should be an election every 4 years. Maybe there's never been an election. There's never been an election. That means that we're dealing with a dictatorship and not a democracy, okay? So that's an avenue you can go down. What kinds of songs could be perceived as threatening? And think about this. Santa Claus sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Ooh, that song sounds a little threatening to me. Maybe you should look into something like that, okay? In what ways are elves paid for their services? Maybe you're arguing that elves aren't paid. You're going to have to prove that. Maybe you're arguing they get paid less than minimum wage. You need to have a pay stub to prove that. For everything you try to do, you have to prove it with a visual aid. And that's on your checklist. Let's see if I got a copy of the checklist. Okay, and I'll come back to this checklist in a minute, but check it out. What songs or movies show elves is constantly happy? You know, that could be just the movie industry trying to prove to us that elves are happy when they're not. Maybe they're being forced to work in the North Pole. If they are, you've got to have proof of that. What are the working conditions for the elves in the North Pole? Do they work in a bright, shiny factory, or is it run down and sludgy and nasty? Maybe their living quarters are dilapidated and abandoned. Okay? Remember, you'll have to prove this stuff with evidence. Okay? So when I look at my checklist, if I'm going to prove that Santa's been in power of the North Pole for at least 100 years, I got to prove it, and I got to have the visuals. So when you Google this stuff, or you create your evidence, you're going to have to show it to prove it, okay? So remember that, okay? So that's the prosecution. Those are some tips I throw your direction that way. Now, If you're on the defense, you know that you're trying to keep Santa in charge of the North Pole. These elves are assuming Santa Claus, and Santa has done nothing wrong except love his elves and take care of them. So, that being said, how can you prove that? Look down here at tips. Tell like I said that tips. I didn't say tips, I said tips. Why do elves need voting rights? Think about this. The North Pole is a privately run toy factory. If Santa Claus owns that toy factory, he doesn't have to give the elves voting rights if they're choosing to work there. That's an avenue you may want to pursue, okay? And if Santa Claus owns the North Pole, you're gonna have to prove in some way, shape, or form. How are elves paid for their services? Maybe Santa Claus pays them in food and lodging, and he takes care of their every need, like clothing and stuff like that. Maybe he gives them free Wi-Fi and free electronic devices, and maybe they have a cellular plan for elves. Okay, how are they paid for their services? You're gonna have to prove it though. So if they're being paid minimum wage, you need to produce a check stub showing that they make minimum wage. Maybe they're paid with down here, what benefits do elves receive from working at North Pole? Maybe they get free health insurance. Maybe they got free vision insurance or dental insurance. I know I'm a teacher, I'm a government employee, and so the state pays for my insurance, and then I also get a discount on my family insurance for the rest of my family. So that's a perk to working with the state government. In this situation, what are the perks that elves receive from working at North Pole? Maybe they get free dental health care. So like if they get a cavity from eating candy, they can go get it fixed at the dentist for free, okay? So you need to decide what benefits they receive, okay? Because that's a way to show that they're being taken care of properly. What other jobs employ the services of elves? If you've seen the movie Elf with Will Ferrell, you know what I'm talking about already. If not, watch Elf and watch the beginning. But you may want to Google it. What other jobs offer elves? What other companies offer jobs to elves? Last but not least, something you need to look into, elf on the shelf. I know we got elves on the shelves at my house. I know there's some classrooms like the kindergarten and first and second grade. They have elves on their shelves there. Maybe you have an elf on the shelf at your house. I would Google how many elf on the shelves have been sold in the last couple of years, because when you think about it, if 5 million elves on the shelves have been sold, that's 5 million jobs that Santa Claus has provided for elves, okay? That's 5 million elves that have jobs and can benefit to the economy because Santa Claus gave them a job. So, man, that sounds like he's providing job opportunities for elves there. That's something I would pursue right there. As always, with the checklist, make sure that whatever you're arguing, tell me what it is, how it relates to the case, and make sure you have a visual aid that goes along with it to show me evidence of that, okay? If anything on this video did not make sense, guess what? Watch it again. Think about it. If you're on TikTok trying to learn a new TikTok dance and you don't understand it the first time, what are you going to do? You're going to watch it again, bro. You're going to watch it again. So if something in this video didn't make sense, watch this video again, okay? As always, this is Case 5 Gold Rings. So if you're not in Case 5 Gold Rings, none of this pertains to you, okay? Check out my other videos on case number 3 and case number 12. And as always, send me an email if you have a question. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.